Hi students, how are you? I hope you all will be fine in such adverse condition which all around the world we are facing the problem of the corona. Okay, so this is very hard and tough time for the children, for the students and the teachers, parents, all means everybody is suffering from this problem. So in this regard, I thought that I have to proceed in the YouTube channel once again. Since long back I have completed my 4 videos which were related to revolt of 1857 and civics lesson already I have started. So I explained the content up to the speaker. Okay, so today I am going to start the speaker election, and the functions of the speaker will be the main highlights of my this video. I hope you will like it. You will be benefited by watching this video, right? आज बहुत दिनों के बाद आप लोगों को मेरे को फिर से सामना कर रही हूँ, आप लोगों से मिलने का मौका मिल रहा है। सोचा कि शायद कंडीशंस कंट्री के अंदर ठीक होने लगेंगी, पर ऐसा देखने को नहीं मिला। तो मुझे लगा कि इसमें जो हमारा यूनियन लेजिस्लेचर वाला चैप्टर है उसका वीडियो मुझे कंप्लीट करना चाहिए, चैप्टर को पूरा करना चाहिए। तो आज हम लोग स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं स्पीकर ऑफ द लोकसभा, राइट। तो स्पीकर ऑफ द लोकसभा, स्पीकर इज द प्रिसाइडिंग ऑफिसर ऑफ द लोकसभा. If question comes who is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha, you must write down only one word answer. Speaker is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. And how does he elect, or what is the way to elect speaker? So answer should be he is elected amongst its own members. Means the house members, after the just election, when the members of Lok Sabha they meet, first of all they elect speaker. So speaker can be elected from amongst its own member, and speaker ranking is higher than the even prime minister. If Lok Sabha house, if in the house only the list will be prepared, so there the speaker name is always at the top, means the ranking of the speaker is always at the top, right? So speaker is elected for the 5-year term, and he can be re-elected, and he remain on his seat till the new successor arrive. So is the tenure, if the tenure question has been asked in board, that what is the tenure of the speaker, so 5 years is not the sufficient answer. You must complete the sentence while writing that the speaker can remain on his seat till the new successor arrive in the office or takes the oath, right? So this way the speaker is the presiding officer, and he is elected by amongst its own member, means house member can elect the speaker, and a speaker remain on his seat for the 5 years. This is his tenure, and he can be re-elected n number of times, and he will be remain on his seat till the new successor will be arrived, or new speaker will take the charge of the office, right? Now we are on the speaker. How he can be resign, how he can resign from his post. So speaker can give his resignation to the deputy speaker. Then deputy speaker will hold the charge till the new speaker will be elected. Now we are coming to the functions of the speaker. First of all, the function, but here I would like to clear one thing to you. Suppose in board examination, the question is not asking from you category wise the function of the speaker. So in such cases, you should not be hesitate that what kind of functions or which kind of functions we have to write down. Any 4 or 5, whatever has been demanded in the question, you may write down, right? But sometimes the category has been given like that, the business of the house or parliamentary affairs or any disciplinary. So in that regard, you have to be very much particular for writing the function. But suppose general way they are asking that write down the functions of the speaker. So in those cases, in such cases, you have to simply write down any 4 which you feel like they are very simple, which are easily learnt, you can write down, right? So business of the house में here I am going to give you the functions one by one. Simple explanation will be also there, and I'll mark the keywords. I'll make you mark the keyword. Those keywords are quite enough to fetch the marks in board examination, right? So first of all, the speaker presides over the meetings of the house. Okay, this is the first keyword. This is the first function which comes in the business of the house category. So simply you can write down the speaker presides over the meetings of the house. Okay, all speeches and the recommendations and remarks and addresses are just addressed to the chair of the speaker. So we can say the speaker is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. Second point is speaker interprets the rules of the procedure of the house. His decision in all parliamentary matter is final. Or second point you can write down that speaker decisions are always final in the cases of parliamentary affairs. So second point will be there, his decisions are final to take any kind of decision. Okay, so third point, all bills should be duly signed by the speaker before going to send to Rajya Sabha or the president assent. Fourth point आता है, the speaker decide the admissibility of the all questions and resolution. Means he has the authority or he has the power to accept all kind of questions and resolutions. Okay, and adjournment motion is also into the hands of speaker. So here you have to write down the speaker decides the admissibility of all the questions and resolution. This is enough, right? Next point, he puts the issues to vote and announces the result. This is also the duty and function of the speaker only, that whenever any resolution or suppose no confidence motion has been moved in the house, in such cases he only decides whether the votes will be taken place, voting will be taken place or not, and after taking the voting he only announces the result, right? Fifth question. Now fifth function. Now sixth function, the speaker decide whether a bill is a money bill or not. This is also into the hands of a speaker only. Whenever bill will be originated in Lok Sabha, that time it becomes the duty of the speaker. He decides this the bill is having the money issues, money matters, so that will be declared money bill, or otherwise that will be the ordinary bill here. Okay. But here I would like to clear one more point. The fifth function, he puts the issues to vote and announces the result. The speaker does not vote in the house. This point should be understood by you, that the speaker never casts the vote. He always remains on the treasury bench. Treasury bench का meaning क्या है? Means he will not cast the vote in any of the condition unless and until the votes are equal on any of the resolution or any of the means we can say for any of the decision, right? So speaker का तब तक वोट नहीं करेगा जब तक उसकी जरूरत नहीं होगी. तो स्पीकर जब भी आपके पास 1 मार्क का क्वेश्चन सपोज बोर्ड में आता है कि व्हेन डज स्पीकर कैन कास्ट द वोट, तो स्पीकर कैन कास्ट द वोट व्हेन द वोट्स आर इक्वल और एट द टाइम ऑफ टाई. These are the two keywords. In any of the way you can write down, the speaker can cast his vote at the time when votes are equal or at the time of tie, right? So these all 5 points were there which you can understand for the business of the house. They are the 5 functions, so you can simply write down. Now second is the administrative function. They are very simply written as it is. You have to memorize them. The speaker receives all the petitions and documents in the house. As you all know, he is the presiding officer. So all the petitions, all the recommendations and all the documents are always accepted by him or her. He communicates the decision of the house to the concerned authority. Whenever any decision has been taken place, so this becomes the duty of the speaker. He sends a written matter or decision final which has been made by the house member, sent to the authorities, and he only intimate to the other authorities regarding what decision has been made in the house session, right? Third point, he regulates the admission of the visitors and press. Third point is very important, means what does it mean? That speaker has the power that whenever session goes and visitors and this like media people and this news channel people, if they want to, press people, media people, if they want to visit the proceedings of the house, so their passes will be also issued by speaker. So these are the three functions where you can write down. The speaker receive all the petitions. Second point you can write down, he communicates the decision to the respective authorities. Third point हो जाएगा, he only regulates the admission of the press and media people and gallery visitors. Right? Now we are coming with the disciplinary function. Disciplinary function में the speaker maintains order in the house. As you have seen, you might have watched the parliamentary session on TV only. Sometime it become very chaotic, है ना? Unruly. People become very unruly. They are throwing the chairs on each other and shoes and all abusing and harsh languages if they are using. In such condition, being the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha, speaker maintains the decorum of the house, so he maintains the discipline in the house. This is his first function. Okay, and rather he can adjourn the house if he feels so that the conditions are beyond the control and now he cannot attend the peaceful session. So in such regard, he can even dismiss the meeting for a day. Means the day proceedings can be suspended or house can be adjourned for the day proceedings. Second point होता है, in case the words used by a member and they are also unruly, unparliamentary and very abusing and harsh language has been used by any of that, so he has the power to expunge from the proceedings of the house. Means he can remove the person or he can just alarm the member for regarding the using the fine language, good language. If he is not, so he can be removed from the house. This is only second point. Means while using any unruly language, speaker has the power to remove the member from the house. He can be debarred. Right? Third point आता है, the speaker decision whether there is a ease for a matter relating to the virtue, privilege or contempt. Contempt of the house is the keyword of the third disciplinary function. Means if any of the person, because nobody can answer, nobody can take the interrogation on to the speaker's decision. If somebody shows disrespect to the speaker, in such case, speaker can suspend that person from the house or remove from the house on the behalf of what? Contempt of the house. Contempt मतलब उसने house को, house की proceedings को या speaker को disrespect किया है. तो उस केस में आपका third point, if you are unable to frame the sentence, simply you write down contempt of the house condition also. Speaker can remove the member from his proceedings. Right? Fourth point आपके पास आता है, in regard to a question whether a member of Lok Sabha stand disqualified. According to anti-defection law, if any member is disqualified and is still sitting in the house, so that time if speaker found guilty by that particular member, he can debar, he can remove that person from the parliamentary house. So this way what can be, his decision will be final and no person can interrogate or no person can question on the decision made by speaker. So this is the duty into the hands of only speaker. Whenever he found that any member is disqualified and sitting in the house without intimating any person, speaker, so in such condition speaker has the power to remove that person. Okay. So these are the four functions which I discussed in the disciplinary function. Next आता है आपके पास में parliamentary committees. The speaker is the ex officio chairman of the all committees of the house. As you all know, Lok Sabha is a complete house where all members, cabinet ministers are also sitting. But sometimes a certain advisory committee, welfare committees, the different parliamentary committees are there which are dealing the parliamentary affairs separately. So this is the duty, this is one of the functions of the speaker. The speaker is the ex officio chairman of some of the committees of the house. As you all know, he is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha, so he has the authority to become the chairman or ex officio chairman of the parliamentary committees. Okay, so he is the ex officio chairman, he is the ex officio chairman of the parliamentary committees. Second point आता he appoints the chairman of all the committees. Okay, अब the committees which I am explaining, he has the power to appoint the chairman of these particular committees, because these chairmen are just assisting to speaker. So speaker is the head or ex officio chairman of all these chairmen, all the committees, and these committees are holding one chairman, or these chairmen are always appointed by the speaker. Right, clear हो गया. Third point आता he issues directions to the chairman in all matter relating to their working. So whenever he has to pass any of the advice or suggestion, so in such condition he only order or he only direct the all these chairmen of the different parliamentary committee for their proper working. ठीक है. सो पहला पॉइंट आपके पास पार्लियामेंट्री में क्या होगा, स्पीकर इज द एक्स ऑफिस चेयरमैन ऑफ ऑल द पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटीज. Second, he only appoints the chairman of all the parliamentary committees. Okay, and third, he only directs these chairmen for the proper working. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट आता है मिसलेनियस फंक्शन. मिसलेनियस फंक्शंस का मतलब होता है दे आर द वैरायटी ऑफ एक्सक्लूसिव, दे आर द मिसलेनियस मतलब वैरायटी ऑफ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ फंक्शंस आर देयर विच ऑल्सो कम्स इन डिफरेंट वैरायटी. वी कैन नॉट कैटेगराइज देम देन फॉर द बिजनेस, फॉर द डिसिप्लिनरी, फॉर द पार्लियामेंट्री, फॉर एनी काइंड ऑफ. सो दे आर ऑल्सो द फंक्शन विच आर इन द हैंड्स ऑफ द स्पीकर. फर्स्ट फंक्शन है द स्पीकर प्रिसाइड्स ओवर द जॉइंट सेशन ऑफ बोथ द हाउसेज ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट. After the election, this is also duty of the speaker that he take the decision or he presides the meeting of both the sessions together. Okay, so parliament के दोनों सेशंस जो होते हैं वो भी स्पीकर के द्वारा प्रिसाइड होते हैं जस्ट आफ्टर द इलेक्शन. ओके, और जस्ट आफ्टर द न्यू हाउस बिल्ट. राइट. सेकेंड पॉइंट आता है इन कंसल्टेशन विद द चेयरमैन ऑफ द राज्यसभा ही नॉमिनेट्स पर्सनल फॉर द पार्लियामेंट्री डेलीगेट्स टू वेरियस कंट्रीज. ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है जो हम किसी में कैटेगरी में नहीं डाल सकते. इसको मिसलेनियस में इसीलिए रखा गया है कि दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द एक्सक्लूसिव पावर इन टू द हैंड्स ऑफ द स्पीकर दैट इन कंसल्टेशन विद द चेयरमैन ऑफ राज्यसभा. राज्यसभा का चेयरमैन जो भी है, एक्स ऑफिशियल चेयरमैन जो भी है, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट होते हैं एक्चुअली, वो बाद में बात करते हैं उसके लिए. ठीक है, तो राज्यसभा का जो चेयरमैन होता है उसके साथ भी इनका कंसल्टेशन होता है एंड ही नॉमिनेट्स पर्सनल फॉर द पार्लियामेंट्री डेलीगेट्स. तो पार्लियामेंट्री डेलीगेट्स अगर कहीं भी भेजने हैं डिफरेंट कंट्रीज में, तो उस समय स्पीकर एंड राज्यसभा के एक्स ऑफिशियल चेयरमैन मिलकर दोनों डिसाइड्स करते हैं. तो ये भी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट पावर इसके हाथ में होती है. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट आता है ही प्रिसाइड्स ओवर द कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ प्रिसाइडिंग ऑफिसर ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव बॉडीज इन इंडिया. जितनी भी लेजिस्लेटिव बॉडीज हैं इंडिया के अंदर जो भी लॉ फ्रेम करती हैं, है ना, तो उन सब के लिए ही प्रिसाइड्स ओवर द कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ प्रिसाइड. तो प्रिसाइडिंग ऑफिसर्स का कभी भी कोई डेलीगेट, कोई मीटिंग, कोई सेमिनार, कोई कॉन्फ्रेंस है, so that will be also presided by speaker, right? So these are all the function which I am going to discuss with you. So they are like 5 kind of variety, and if any doubt is there, you can write in my comment box and the queries. Next video, if I found more queries are there, more doubts are there, I will try to clear your doubts in those for those queries. Okay, now we are with the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha is also called as the upper house, and this is the house of the representatives, right? And this is also now I am going to start the composition of the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha total composition or strength is 250. Okay, but directly 250 writing is not enough. Whenever the question has been asked what is the strength of the Rajya Sabha, you have to write down the 250 and the breakup also. Breakup में 238 from the Legislative Assembly and 12 members are nominated by the President. Okay, those who are skilled in literature, science, sports and cinema jagat and all, whatever movies, film and all. So what does it mean? It means the composition of the Rajya Sabha is total 250 seats are there, and out of 250, 238 members are the elected members of the Legislative Assembly and legislative assemblies, and the 12 members are nominated by the President, those who are skilled in literature, science and whatever is there, right? So this is only. And nominated member, as I already told you, they never take part in any of the voting or any of the resolution. They are the because nominated member, and they are very experienced person. Now elected member, as I already told you, they are the 231. They are elected from the different states. Okay, and number is not equal, as we have already seen at the time of Lok Sabha. As per the strength and population of the particular state, the strength or the seats of the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha will be decided accordingly. Okay, somewhere if population is more, the more representatives are in the Rajya Sabha from that particular state. If less population is there, so there are less number of the people or less representatives are in the Rajya Sabha. Now election. The representative of each state in the Rajya Sabha elected by the elected members of the Legislative Assembly, as I already discussed with you, and the decision will be made final by the proportional representation. As this is not the part of our syllabus, so simply you have to write down the representative of the each state, they only elect the 238 members. Tenure of the, as you all know, Rajya Sabha is the permanent house. It cannot be dissolved. These are the two. So sometimes this question comes in board examination, why Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved. So you have to write down Rajya Sabha is a permanent house, or being a permanent house, Rajya Sabha never be dissolved, because this is the body of the representatives. Okay. It cannot be dissolved, as I already. Each member of the Rajya Sabha elected for a period of 6 years, and after every 2 years, the 1/3 members can be retired. Okay, so if the tenure of the Rajya Sabha has been asked in board, so you should not simply write down the tenure of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years. You have to complete the sentence by writing this also, that tenure of Rajya Sabha is 6 years. But after every 2 years, 1/3 member can be retired. Okay, and this way, and members can be re-elected if they so desire, if they are. Okay, and one more thing is there, if these representatives, if they want to re-elect, they can, if they have the desire to come again in the ruling party, so this way they can re-elect. Now qualification for the membership of the Rajya Sabha. Here again I would like to say that Lok Sabha, we have already seen that he should be an Indian citizen. This is very common. He should be an Indian citizen. So I will prefer not to write down this qualification. If 3 mark question comes in board, simply you people will write down that he should be the Indian. This is so very simple. Everywhere everybody is well aware, unless and until you are the citizen of the country, you cannot be the part of the either Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. So in this condition, I will just advise you, if you are able to write down, you can write, but don't feel like that it's very much sure that you will get the marks in this qualification. Okay, so he should be an Indian citizen, that is okay. He should be at least 30 years of age. Ab here we can do the comparison. Lok Sabha members should be of age of 25 years, but the Rajya Sabha members always of 30 years age. So sometimes the 1 mark question comes, or this happens now, that if question has been asked in board, write down one of the qualification of the Rajya Sabha member of the age limit. But seeing first sentence, that the qualification of Rajya Sabha, you never read the complete sentence, that what actually they are asking in the qualification case. You are simply writing any of the qualification, but till end you have to read the question if they are asking the age limit. So answer should be 30 years. Okay, he should have his name in the electoral rolls, as it is same Lok Sabha also we are telling. The member should have enrolled his name in the electoral rolls. Okay, he should not be insolvent, we have already discussed. He should not be in debt. Okay, He should not hold any of the office of the double profit. Means if you are working in, or you are the member of Lok Sabha, or you are the member of Rajya Sabha, or you are the member of Legislative Assembly, or any of the, according to the Parliament, if any of the objectionable means profit which comes according to the law of the Parliament, any double profit, so you have to resign from his post if you are nominating your name for the Rajya Sabha election. Then he should not be a proclaimed criminal. As you know, you should have the clean chit from the Supreme Court. Then only you can file your name for the elections. He should not be of unsound mind. As we have already know, that if the person is not mentally fit, how he can rule the country? So unsound mind is also. So these are the main point which you need to prepare for the qualification of the member. By here I would like to give you some of the certain ranking. Second qualification should be considered as the first one only. Then third should be second, and the fourth should be third, and fifth should be fourth, right? After that any other you can write down. So maximum 4 is the limit of the answer question. So according to this I have given the points which are more important, which first of all you have to write down there. And now presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha always vice president. Vice president is considered as a presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha. Okay. Now presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha. Presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha is the vice president, and we call him the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Okay. So the question has been asked that does he draw his salary like a vice president? No. Your answer should be this only. Vice president never draws his salary as a vice president. He draws his salary as a member of the Rajya Sabha. He is the member, he is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. He attains his salary as the member of the Rajya Sabha. But here again I want to clear that he is not the member of the Rajya Sabha. Means, in which regard member of the Rajya Sabha? Means he cannot cast the vote. But the same condition in the case of speaker, he remains on the treasury bench. So the ex officio chairman means vice president also, in the condition of the tie of the votes, he can also cast the vote to make the decision final.